This is the tutorial video on GST refund. Although this video has been prepared specifically for the students of AITCS, but other persons who are willing to learn about GST shall be benefited. So students, today's class is regarding GST refund. In this particular tutorial video class, we shall learn theoretical part of the GST refund. For practical aspect, the lesson will be discussed in the class. So let us study the theoretical part on GST refund. It is very important to know the meaning of the GST refund. The meaning given in this tutorial is simple meaning, which is not supported by any section or clause as given in the GST Act. So, what is the meaning of GST refund? There are various situations where a taxpayer, whether registered or not, is required to claim excess tax payment from the GST department. This process is known as GST refund. So students, there are certain situations where taxpayer willingly or unwillingly deposited excess tax either in the form of cash or in the form of input tax. For refund of that amount, he has to apply, and this process is known as GST refund. GST लॉ में बहुत सिचुएशन ऐसे आते हैं जहां पर जानबूझकर या अनजाने में एक रजिस्टर्ड टैक्स पेयर गवर्नमेंट को ज्यादा टैक्स दे देता है और ज्यादा टैक्स डिपॉजिट करने के बाद गवर्नमेंट से वापस लेने की प्रक्रिया ही जीएसटी रिफंड कहलाती है. Now comes to next slide. What are the permissible refund under GST law? इसमें हम देखेंगे कि जीएसटी लॉ में कौन कौन से कैटेगरी है जिसके अंदर हम जीएसटी की रिफंड ले सकते हैं. So in GST law, each and every amount is not refundable. The refund process should fall any one of the following categories as given in the law. Let us see what are the categories under which a registered person can claim refund. So first one is refund of excess balance in electronic cash ledger, refund of ITC on exports of goods and services without payment of tax. Third one, on account of supplies made to SEZ unit or SEZ developer without payment of tax. 4.1 refund on account of ITC accumulated due to inverted tax structure. Fifth, on account of refund by recipient of deemed export. 6. Refund on account of supplies to SEZ unit or SEZ developer with payment of tax. 7th, export of services with payment of tax. In this slide, there are 7 categories under which refund can be claimed. We will see more refund categories in the next slide. But moving to next slide, before that, we should understand the meaning under each category. So students, let us start with first, that is refund of excess balance in electronic cash ledger. That is, if there is any excess balance lying in electronic cash ledger, the registered person can claim refund. We remember electronic cash ledger is the ledger of the taxpayer where tax deposited through challan is credited, and until the amount is not set off by filing GSTR 3B or DRC 03 or any other applicable return, it is not debited and the amount is not goes to the fund of the government. So any excess balance in electronic cash ledger is refundable to the taxpayer. If any taxpayer has surplus balance, then he can file online application under this category. Now, second category is refund of ITC on exports of goods and services without payment of tax. We know that an exporter has not required to pay any tax to the government when there is exports of goods and services. As exports of goods and services is treated as zero rated supply, so output GST will be nil. But in order to execute that export, the registered person is required to purchase inward supplies of taxable goods or services, which is chargeable to tax. That means the exporter purchases goods and services by paying GST, which is the input GST. See, when output GST is nil and input GST is deducted, there is always accumulation of input tax credit. If the exporter has any accumulation of ITC where he has made the export without payment of tax, then he should file application for GST refund under this category. Now comes to category number 3, that is on account of supplies made to SEZ unit or SEZ developer without payment of tax. So what is SEZ unit or SEZ developer? SEZ means Special Economic Zone. It is a place, it is a zone which is declared as a foreign country for the purpose of export. Although the zone is in India, though for the purpose of taxation, it is regarded as foreign country and GST is not payable on supplies to SEZ unit. If any taxpayer has supplies to SEZ unit or developer without payment of tax, then he is eligible to claim refund under this category. Now comes to four types of category, that is refund on account of ITC accumulated due to inverted tax structure. So before going to the refund under this category, we should understand the meaning of inverted tax structure. What is inverted tax structure? Inverted tax structure is a structure or process where the GST apply on outward supply is always lesser than GST on purchase. As GST on purchase is higher than the GST on sale, so there is always accumulation of input tax credit. With an example, let us see how inverted tax structure is happening. Suppose that GST on purchase is 12% and GST on sale is 5%. Then there is always excess of 7%, which is refundable. This is the situation of inverted tax structure. There are certain industries where inverted tax structure usually happen. For example, in case of garment industry, there is input tax GST rate is always higher side than the output GST rate. So any registered person under inverted tax structure for claiming input tax credit should file refund application under this category. Now comes to fifth number, on account of refund by recipient of deemed export. So what is deemed export? In this video, we are not going to elaborately discuss regarding deemed export because the video will be lengthy. You should primarily understand that there are certain categories of transaction which is done within the country, but for the purpose of GST, it is treated as deemed export. So if any registered person is any refund amount on account of deemed export can claim refund under this category. Now let us move to number 6 category, that is refund on account of supplies to SEZ unit or SEZ developer with payment of tax. So this is a category where SEZ unit or SEZ developer supplier can claim refund. This category is almost same with 3 number of category. Only here is without payment of tax and in this is with payment of tax. So if the supplier to SEZ or SEZ developer is required to claim refund and he has not collected GST on sale, then he should file refund application on without payment of tax category. Or if he has collected output GST, that is IGST, then he should file refund application under with payment of tax category. Now, next move to number 7. Export of services with payment of tax. It is very similar to export of goods or services with payment or without payment of tax. Here, if the exporter has supplied any services to foreign country and has deposited IGST, then the amount of IGST and amount of ITC is liable to be refunded, and for that he should file refund application under this category. Now let us move to next slide, that is number 8 category. What number 8 category say, that is tax paid on intra-state supply which is subsequently held to be interstate supply and vice versa. So students, there may be a situation where the transaction when executed was seen to be as an intra-state supply. पहले जब ट्रांजेक्शन कर रहे थे तो लगा कि ये विद इन द स्टेट है एंड अकॉर्डिंगली CGST and SGST has been deposited. But subsequently और बाद में क्या हुआ, that is held to be a interstate supply और बाद में पता लगा कि ये interstate supply है. There may be a situation of vice versa. Vice versa means there may be a opposite situation, means from the beginning the transaction was an interstate supply, accordingly IGST was deposited and later on it becomes intra-state supply. So students, in any case where intra-state supply subsequently becomes interstate supply or interstate supply which subsequently becomes intra-state supply, the excess amount of GST deposit can be claimed as refund under this category. For example, suppose a transaction was executed where it was intra-state supply and accordingly CGST and SGST was deposited. Later on, it is found that the transaction is of interstate supply. Now, the taxpayer has to deposit IGST, but he has already deposited CGST and SGST. In that situation, What is the remedy available to him or her is that he should deposit IGST and claim for refund of CGST or SGST which is already deposited. If the situation is like this, then he should file refund application under this type of category. Now, let us move to next category, that is number 9. This type of category is on account of refund by supplier of deemed export. So, what is deemed export? We shall discuss it in another slide, not now. As earlier discussed, there are certain transactions which are actually not a export, but the purpose of GST, it is treated as deemed export. If there is any refund in case of deemed export, then the exporter should claim under this category. Now, move to next category, that is any other specified. Any other specified category is very important category. We shall take up this topic in the next slide right now after discussing 11 and 12. So now comes to number 11 types of category, that is excess payment of tax. So excess payment of tax may be for any reasons. When any taxpayer has deposited excess payment of tax knowingly or unknowingly, then he can claim that refund, and while making the application online for refund, he should choose this type of tax. Now move to next category, that is category number 12. So in category number 12, it is on account of assessment, provisional assessment, appeal or any other order. Here we know that very often assessment proceeding is taken up, provisional assessment proceeding is also taken up, the matter goes to appeal or any other court of law. In this situation, if the court orders for refund, then the refund amount is not automatically transferred to the bank of the taxpayers. For that, he has to apply refund, and while applying refund, he should choose this category. Now, let us move to the other slide. The next slide is special discussion on any other mode of refund. As discussed in the previous slide, we said that any other is an important topic, so we are discussing here. In case where the taxpayer by mistake has accidentally clicked on the message whether there is a claim for refund, yes or no, on yes, then he shall not be able to file refund application in this particular category for the tax period. This is the only option to file under this category, provided that no application after the particular tax period is filed in this category. What is the meaning of this statement? The meaning of this statement is that when you will do practical application for refund, then you shall find while making application for a particular tax period, a pop-up window will appear and the window will ask whether there is a claim for refund, yes or no. If you have refund in that particular period, you should click on yes. If there is no refund, you should click on no. But sometimes by genuine mistake, although there is refund in that particular period, but we often accidentally click on no button. What will happen? When we click on no button, the system will not further allow to file application in the particular category and the particular tax period. Suppose that, for example, we are filing a refund application for the month of November 2022 under the category inverted tax structure. And when the pop-up window appeared, in hurry by mistake, we click on no, although there was a refund. So we have made a blunder. The system will not allow to file refund application for the month of November 2022 with respect to the category refund on account of inverted tax structure. So what is the remedy here? The only remedy here is the file refund application for that particular period under any other mode, because the appropriate mode is now closed. But this remedy comes with a condition, with a clause. What is the condition? The condition is that if any refund application is filed for the next tax period under the same category, then that will not be allowed. This will be discussed in the next slide. Now, in this slide, we shall discuss conditions for filing application for GST refund. Now, there are two conditions. Number one is that the refund application should be filed in chronological order. That means application for April 2022, for example, must be filed before application for March 2022. If there is no refund in the particular tax period, then option of yes or no should be selected as no. So what is the meaning of this condition? This condition says that refund applications should be filed in chronological order. Chronological order means what? For example, you first file refund application for April, then May, then June, then July, and so on. You cannot file refund application for the month of April 2022 before filing of March 2022 refund application. Students, it may happen that in a particular month there is no refund at all. Although you want to file a refund application for the next period. So the period where there is no refund, you have to file nil refund. Nil refund means when the pop-up window will appear, you will select no, and for that particular period, there will be marking as no refund, and the system will allow to file refund for the next period. Now comes to the second condition. What is second condition? The second condition is refund application may be filed monthly, quarterly, annually, but tax period should be within one financial year. What it means? It means we can file our refund application on monthly basis. That means April filed refund sanction, then May, then June, then July. Although we can file on quarterly basis, that is for 3 months at a time, we can file refund application for April, May, June, first quarter, July, August, September, second quarter, October, November, December, third quarter, January, February, March, fourth quarter, and so on. Although we can file annually, that is financial year 21-22 एक साथ कर दिए, financial year 2021 एक साथ कर दिए. So there is a flexibility of filing of the refund application, but there is one condition: the period should be one financial year. Means the tax period for which refund is being filed should not overlap. For example, we cannot file refund application for the month of February, March, April, May of the next. For example, if you file refund application for the month of February, March 2022 and April, May 2022, this is not allowed because 2 months is filing in financial year 21-22 and the next 2 months are filing in financial year 22 and 23. So in concluding, it means your refund tax period falls within one financial year. Now comes to the next slide. So next slide is practical on refund application. This was the theoretical part. Now we shall learn how to make application practically. This shall be taught in practical class of the AITCS. For those students who are going under training of the AITCS, they should learn in practical classes. This was the PPT presentation regarding the theory of the GST refund. If anyone has any query, he should or she should write in the comment box. And for AITCS candidates, they have any query, they may write comment or may ask question while practical will be done in the class. So students, thanks for watching.